Hello there and welcome to the next episode of the AEW From the Beginning save, where we have got Fight for the Fallen. It is the 4th of May, the first Saturday of May, and it's going to be a massive show as we crown our first champion. Plus, there's a little bit of hype around this, considering in this game world there has just been a massive development in the wrestling world, but you will see that later. That's just your little tease. If you are excited for this, make sure you do stick around, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more TEW 9 content, where we will be continuing this series and seeing what we can do with it. Your new commentary team, this next test, is Ian Riccaboni as your lead, Excalibur and Allison Danger as your backups. And we kick off the show, as advertised previously, with Pat McAfee as your host. He comes out and he is Pat McAfee. He hypes up the crowd. He talks about his history in this city. He talks about how he's excited to be part of this new wrestling company. And he's excited that they have given him a chance to come out and share his love for wrestling. And he gets interrupted by Brian Pillman Jr., who basically just grabs the mic and says, "Pat, what are you doing here? You're just a punter. You weren't even an actual football player. You're just a washed up, fake football player who now wants to come and step into my world and claim that he's a part of it? That he belongs here? No. You don't get to do that. So why don't you, Pat, step out of those ropes and leave this ring?" And Pat gets quite testy over this, and he just goes, "Okay, you know what? I've always prided myself in proving the doubters wrong. And Mr. Pillman, I have respect for your family. I have no respect for you. And if you want to see if I belong, why don't we find out? Later tonight, I'll fight you. And I will show you I can hang in this world just like I did in football." Gets 66, and that sets up a match later in the night. Isn't something I'm probably going to do a lot with AEW, but why have Pat McAfee as the host if you're not going to use him as a wrestler? He has been doing a lot of training in my, not feeder companies, but in the companies which I work with. I've been sending him out on massive loans for nothing in return, just to get him reps in. We open up with a 77 rated match as a boy and his dinosaur, Jack Perry and Luchasaurus, defeats the British team of Will Ospreay and Zack Sabre Jr. when he beats Will Ospreay. It should be Will Ospreay. I don't know why it's not. Because Zack Sabre Jr. turns on them. He turns on Ospreay. Ospreay's like going for the hot tag. And Zack just jumps down off the apron, walks away, pretty much setting Ospreay up to be hit and locked in the snare trap. And he can't fight it off. He taps. It's a 77. Phenomenal stuff though. Second match gets a 78. Get even better here, as SCU of Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky defeat the Mexa Bloods, Bandido, Flamita and Mr. Cease Jr. Goes 15:09, and Daniels picks up the win, pinning Mr. Cease with the last rites. Bandito's the highest performer in this match, but Kazarian and Sky pretty close behind. No standouts, but also no weak links, which is brilliant. We then cut backstage, where Tony Schiavone has bumped into Zack Sabre Jr. And Schiavone asks, Zack, you came into this company under the guise that you and Will Ospreay were going to be a tag team, and yet, on the second show, you have turned your back on him and, well, it's broken up the team. What happened? Zack Sabre Jr. looks into the mic, almost hesitant to talk, and he just goes, Will Ospreay was always going to hold me back. My representation told me that. And this new representation is going to take me to the top. If I want to succeed here in AEW, then this guy is the guy I need to listen to. And if he tells me to cut off the dead weight that is Will Ospreay, his wish is my command. And Schiavone's obviously a bit confused about this. Sabre Jr. Came in kind of aligned with Ospreay, or at least in kayfabe, he was signed under the guise he was a tag team. And so Schiavone asks, so who is this new representation? And making the jump from WWE, walking into frame, Paul Heyman comes in, puts his arm on Zack Sabre Jr.'s shoulder, and tells Tony Schiavone, this interview is over. It's an 81 and Paul Heyman is in AEW and managing Zack Sabre Jr. Next up on our card is a women's casino battle royale. And your final four, well, actually, let me run you through the list of people who are here first. There's some future names who are like, okay, a bit early for them in actuality, but they were doing stuff on the indies at this point. They'd be on the radar, and we needed 25 people. So, your names are Abaddon, AQA, Avery Taylor, Awesome Kong, Chelsea Green, Elena Black, Julia, Hikaru Shida, Indy Hartwell, Kaylee Ray, Chris Statlander, Layla Hirsch, Madison Rain, Mariah May, Mayu Iwatani, Melina Perez, Mia Yim, Persephone, Roxy, Sadie Gibbs, Sky Blue, Tennille Dashwood, Thekla, Viper, and Viva Van. And I am not going to go through the list in which everyone's eliminated, but your final four, and as such, officially... Oh, what? I pushed the wrong button here. So we're just going to cover this screen up here, because I can't really go into it, so... Here we go, this works. Officially, at Fyter Fest, going on to fight for the AEW Women's Championship, Mia Yim, Awesome Kong, Madison Rain, who was the... and Melina Perez. They're going to be fighting for the Women's World Championship at Fyter Fest. Let's jump back into the show now. Boom. So, Cody Rhodes is backstage with Maxwell Jacob Friedman, who's sort of shadowing him at the moment. And they both come in and they say, look, Pat, you're taking a bold step. Stepping into our world isn't easy for anyone. And for you to come in and do it, I've got to give you respect for that. Cody shakes his hand. MJF is, of course, very fawning. He's like, Pat, I was a massive fan of your NFL career. Your personality, I love your podcast. I love it all. And Cody leaves and MJF stays behind. And the smile drops. And he leans into Pat McAfee and goes, "You do not belong in this company. And if Pillman won't take you out, I will." It's an 80 rating. We're revealing the mask drop. We all knew there was a mask drop. It's MJF. We're not gonna not do the mask drop. And Pat McAfee has his match straight away, and he actually outperforms Brian Pillman Jr. His reps benefited him. He's probably slightly fatigued. He is. But in a 46 rated match, with a creative finish, success, goes 13 minutes. Pat McAfee rolls up Brian Pillman Jr. to win in his wrestling debut. It's a 39 wrestling rating, a 37 crowd rating. I'd have thought it'd have been slightly more hyped for McAfee in his hometown. Well, not hometown, but his sports town. But we can't get them all. Next up, another debutant. A debutant who we will be certainly changing the picture of, because he looks so hokey, and this guy is coming in as a killer, and his name is Akira Tozawa. He comes in, he faces Black Taurus, and at 11:43 he gets a 70 rated match on debut. He pins Taurus with his bridging German suplex. In 11:43 he gets a 69. Taurus gets a 57. He's coming in as this crazy striker. And I'm hoping we can do some help to rebuild the image of Akira Tozawa, because if I remember correctly, it was 2 years ago at this point, was when he was the Cruiserweight Champion for 6 days in WWE. The biggest thing he ever did. Beat Neville for it on Monday, lost it to him at SummerSlam. I think that was 2017. My goal is to make Akira Tozawa a serious threat again, and we will be changing that picture. MJF has a match against Joey Janela and Sammy Guevara when MJF pins Janela with the Heat Seeker. Guevara carries the match, but that's not who this match is about. It's about MJF, and he picks up the win. But no, so MJF picks up the win here, and he goes straight into a promo with Tony Schiavone, and he says, "Under the tutelage of the American Nightmare, the son of the dream, MJF will be the world champion one day." It's a 69 rating. Nice. And well, Cody's actually here in a match here. And it's a 6-man tag. It's the founding fathers, Cody and the Bucks, against the 3 big jumps we've had so far, Danielson, Castagnoli, and Jericho. And Danielson taps out Cody to the LeBell Lock. Gets an 80 rating. Both Matt and Cody both get an 85 in ring. Danielson's 77. But it's the ex-WWE, well, Cody's obviously ex-WWE as well, but it's the jumpers who get the first blow against the founding fathers. Walter defeats Yuji Nagata in 7 minutes 39 with a folding powerbomb, and now there's not really much else to say about that match. It's just Walter continuing to build up momentum, because I want him to be a massive deal in this company. And now it's time for your main event, I believe. Friend versus friend. But with the world title on the line, anything could happen. But it won't. Kenny Omega picks up the win with the one-winged angel. He gets a 93, a Page an 85, getting 82 overall. With a successful creative finish. The crowd rating for some reason is terrible. Allison Danger was pretty weak, but that's the only commentary note we've had all show. And your new AEW World Champion is Kenny Omega, who then gets jumped by Jon Moxley. Because the big wrestling world news, and one of them is something I'll announce here, but he hasn't appeared on this show. It was a 4-person exodus at once. Not sacked. Not all they let their contracts expire. All 4 of them turned down offers from WWE to jump. And that is Moxley, Tozawa, Heyman, and Dustin Rhodes. Dustin Rhodes will be at the next show. We'll probably run the Double or Nothing match against Cody there. But those 4 names all actively chose to come to AEW. And that is a bright endorsement, considering we've already taken Danielson and Castagnoli. Getting those 4 in one blow is impressive. And overall, the show gets a 82, which I think is our best show so far, so we are getting better. And we only have 2 more shows before Dynamite comes in. So, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'm not going to run through all of the post-show stuff with you. Just know that Matt Jackson is being told he's awesome. Walter put on a really good performance. He'll be told the same. And was there anyone who was up? I can't remember if there was anyone who was upset. Oh yeah, Pillman Jr. He was upset about losing to McAfee. We gain 500,000. We gain pop in the we're up to a 70 in the Great Lakes. Damn. 57 in Mid-South, 52 in PR and Hawaii. And I am definitely not going to be doing the press conference. Screw that. I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye.